Hello, and this is a research review on airport interior design by Kristen Hart. So we will start with the problem. I know that you have seen that picture before 1,000 times. You know exactly what those chairs feel like waiting for in the airport. They are so uncomfortable. Airports are, in fact, known to be very uncomfortable and increase stress to travelers for several reasons, which include reasons for the stress is poor wayfinding, crowded spaces, uncomfortable seating, noisy environments, lack of natural light, and a very sterile atmosphere. And as such, many modern airports are beginning to prioritize traveler well being in their designs by incorporating things such as biophilic elements, sound dampening materials, and passenger focused layouts to make the experience less stressful. Now, I personally hate flying, and one of the things I hate the most about flying is the airport and how it feels so sterile and so impersonal. And um, so, one of the things that I wanted to look into was if we were to be able to incorporate more evidence based design, research evidence based design to the interiors of airports, could it in fact help travelers of all different types, disabilities, just mental disabilities, be able to just fly and travel without stress? So, here are some essential elements of design. I was in the Columbus Metropolitan Airport and looked around and found this was something different that I found in the airport was they had this sort of kind of wavy bench incorporated into the seating that you previously saw on the other slide. So this was something new at Columbus Airport, and I did actually go up to some of the people in these using these areas of seating and ask them directly if they were enjoying the seating and why did they choose that seating. This gentleman here, obviously, I didn't wake him up, but he, down on the bottom left, he was taking a nap. That is not something you could have done with the normal seating that we are used to with the metal handrails in between and not comfortable at all. There was a family back here that you can't see. There were about, oh gosh, 7 people, and they were all comfortably sitting. And I love how the seating here is inward. It's like an inwards, it's like a quarter of a circle where it focuses the users of that seat towards each other, orients them towards each other. So there was a lot of interaction. So it was increasing the social interaction between the family, probably calming them down. I asked one lady if why she chose that particular bench, and she said because there were no metal handrails in between, and it was just more comfortable, and she could lounge, and it kind of made a little cluster for her whole family. Like they had a sense of personal space, which is also something that helps people feel more comfortable when they're in larger public spaces, is having a sense of space for themselves and a little bit of sense of privacy. So um, here's another idea, example in the Columbus airport. This is something new. They had a little art exhibit. And as you can see, it was a very popular spot for people to just hang out in. It was very bright and very welcoming. The best part of my walk to the gate. And obviously, I loved it so much. I had to take a picture of it. And the colors are just fun and inviting. The lighting in that particular area is slightly warmer. So it does have a calmer tone or element to it, which I would have loved to have sat in there if I had more time. Here's a breakout space. This was a little space that was designed for people just kind of waiting for longer periods of time, maybe with layovers. And there was a big TV up there, and there was a little bit of sense of privacy up here. And you can see there was a family enjoying this space, and you can have children running around in there and still feel like they're not all over the terminal. This is just a design that I found on the internet that, I mean, wouldn't that just look so much nicer when you walked into an airport? Like, I mean, how could you not feel so grounded with the earth elements, with the inclusion of the biophilic design, the plants, and then the earth tones of the wood on the ceiling and the earth tones of the furniture and the warmer colors. This is something that I saw in another airport where they are starting to include again personal space elements. So you can see people are over here still. It's very expensive to go and redo an entire airport. Plus, um, the seating, it is conducive to large numbers, which I will give it that. But I do think that there are better ways that we can design airports that do help the users of the space just feel better about flying, because nobody likes waiting in the airport. Nobody. Um, so moving on, here's an example of the international airport in India. It is named one of the, if not the best airport in the world. As you can see, they've included all kinds of biophilic design and really interesting grid on the ceiling with a whole bunch of natural light coming through. Same over here. It's just a really beautiful space, very easy to probably feel. I mean, how could you not love going to the airport if you got to go and you saw that every single time? And natural light benefits and enhances passenger well-being and reduces stress levels. Not to make this too long. So again, some essential principles for airports. We need a functional space utilization, but we still want to make it look inviting. Natural lighting, integrating natural lighting can enhance an ambiance and improves traveler experience significantly. So the sunlight, we know studies have shown more sunlight increases um, the happiness chemical in our brain. And obviously, using sustainable design practices to reduce environmental impact and promote energy efficiency would be really nice. So, here's an example of the airport seating we hate. We all know and dislike. Does anybody in that picture, in those pictures, look happy and comfortable? No. No, some airports are designed in ways that feel so impersonal and unwelcoming, which can amplify a sense of isolation or unease. I have a terrible time flying, and if I know for sure, and I spoke to many people when I was sitting in the airport, they don't love that either. So some airports have recently been renovated, and they have received higher rankings for satisfaction, and those that have not been recently remodeled often rank lower due to the dissatisfaction directly with their interiors. So here's a couple of pictures of some very um, well-designed interiors of airports. This is an actual airport in Qatar. It's almost like a little park. Can you imagine being able to lay in the middle of a beautiful scaped forest while you're waiting for an airline or your connection? Here in Singapore, they have a waterfall, they have forests, they have a light show. Um, I mean, just looking at that, what would you rather have? This or this? So better seating arrangements in airports and better overall interior design can significantly enhance traveler comfort and reduce stress. Um, In conclusion, the better seating arrangements not only meet travelers' basic needs, but also transform waiting time into a more pleasant and productive experience, significantly improving overall satisfaction by reducing stress and anxiety. So, in the future, when you see a beautifully remodeled airport, maybe that will be something that I have helped. Anyhow, thank you. Safe travels. See you later.